welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Kefiloe Sello, and today we are talking about depression. I hope you guys are doing good. I'm not, but I hope whenever you're watching this video, you're doing good, you're okay. So today it's a quite a heavy topic. We're talking about depression and my life story about depression. So yeah. So thank you again for joining me. And if you're a new subscriber, this is such a heavy video for you to join on or like start watching this channel, you know. But nonetheless, thank you for joining me. So depression, yeah. So I've been diagnosed with depression, a mild but persistent form of depression, which is called dysthymia. Yeah. So this is a mild but a persistent form of depression. So I got diagnosed second year of varsity, which was 2019. But my journey with depression or feeling lonely, depressed, started way before the diagnosis. So I think it started when I recall. I think it started when I was in matric, which was 2016. Um, or wait before that. But I started when I got diagnosed or when I was going to therapy. Um, I I could recall that this feeling started 2016. Not started, but I remember it from 2016 because I think also it was a matter of certain things that were happening in my life as a child that happened to me as a child that kind of I didn't tell anyone about it until I was in first year of varsity. Things that include molestation, things that include bullying, um, so many things happened. But yeah, they kept on building up from primary to high school. And then when I went to varsity and I got put in a situation where I was alone, not alone, I could say most of the time because I lived in a commune, but I spent most of my time alone, besides going to classes and whatnot in varsity. So yeah. So I started having this feeling that I'm not fine. When I'm alone, I'd cry, being lonely and whatnot. I don't exactly remember my emotions back then because they were so chaotic. But whenever I was around friends, I'd be okay. I'd be Prince, who's fun to be around. Always laughing, always sharing jokes, doing my schoolwork. And also another thing that I'd like to share is that not everyone who's depressed can't do their schoolwork. Whenever I was severely depressed, I my schoolwork was also on point. It's as if the more depressed I got, the more schoolwork my schoolwork was on point. Nonetheless, we're not there. So I was like two different people. So one person is the prince people know from school, and then the other person that I know when I'm alone, I cry. Always think a lot about certain things that happened when I was young, you know. So after thinking about it and having a friend who was like, no, you know what, just go to psychiat, which was or is a place where you can talk to people, like just take all of what's going in here out. So I got yeah I went to counseling. I went through therapy or counseling. I don't know what is the proper terminology for it now, but yeah. And then we had conversations, diving deep into why do I feel the way I feel, what triggered it. And funny enough, I guess with my child traumas and everything, the one thing that was like pushed me over the edge was heartbreak. It was not funny, but it's funny now that I'm in a better place than I was back then. So it was a heartbreak. It threw it, like, coupled with all the issues that I was going through, uh, heartbreak just pushed me over the edge. Um, yeah, and then, yeah, finding out that heartbreak was like my last throw, and then, talking through over some issues, and then, I attended so many um sessions, which was really, really good. It really helped, but also at the same time, I had to get on medication. Personally, I had to get on medication because even though the therapy sessions were great, I still needed medication to, like, balance it out, talking things out, and then medication to lift me up at the same time, so that it's a whole holistic approach to things and whatnot. So yeah, and then I got sent to the local hospital where my campus was, and then I got seen by a psychiatrist, and then I got diagnosed. So you can imagine, I've been feeling this way since high school. First year of varsity, still feeling this way, which affected my marks in the beginning a bit. But once I got hang of things, my marks, you know, improved, and then only got diagnosed second year, and also second semester of my second year of varsity. So, and then I was diagnosed with, like, the it's called dysthymia, which is a mild, according to thingy, it's a mild, ooh, child. According to Google, Google is not the best, but according to Google, it's a mild but long-term form of depression. You know, and then I read up on it, and then it said, it's supposed usually it takes around 2 years, and then I thought, but what does it, usually takes 2 years, but for me it took longer, and it's still taking longer. But we're not there. And then I got on medication. The medication helped a lot. The medication helped a lot because, um, as I said, I was checking through things. The medication did what it was supposed to do, because I was prescribed such good medication, proper medication, because it really did its job, and coupled with the sessions, it was amazing. So, fast forward to 2020. Now the pandemic hits. Um, I'm still getting my medication, nonetheless, still getting my medication. But now the hospital I was going to tells me that I need to pay. But I'm like, I thought we sorted this out, I don't have medication, I don't have money to pay for this medication. That's why we came to a local hospital, a public hospital. I'm not gonna put names because it's not important to this conversation. So unfortunately, I had to go off medication. So 2020, I went off medication. I think it was 2020, mid 2020, if not um, almost the last quarter of 2020. So I went off medication. Still okay because it takes time before it gets out of your system. But yeah, it really set me back. All the work I was doing with my therapist or my counselor or my psychologist, um, it set me back immensely. Because now I was alone. Even though we could do virtual sessions, my qualification was coming to an end. So as a student, as a person who's finishing the qualification, I couldn't get access to the psychologist and any further help from her, because I was no longer a student at this point. Fine, we get to 2021. Things are going downhill. Things are going downhill to a point where, because also 2021, I'm done with my qualification. Just to put things in perspective, I've done with my qualification. Um, I don't have a job. Situations at home is not great. It's really not great. Because as a firstborn, I don't know if people get it, but as a firstborn, there's certain things that, as a firstborn and as a boy child, there's certain things that um sit on your shoulders, like they are your responsibility as a firstborn and as a boy child, that you are the person who is supposed to, actually not going to, who is supposed to do one, two, three, when things are not great at home, you know, and that those things require what? Money. Even though you're there, they require money, you know, um basic things, not big things, but basic things. And then that put a lot of weight on my shoulders. Even though my mother didn't say it, however, I saw the situation at home, and I was like, what, if I had a job, I'd be able to solve one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three, So adding all of my traumas, that heartbreak that we went through, now adding unemployment, adding like it just became worse than before I got diagnosed, before I got on medication. Now that I'm not on medication, however, I am diagnosed, things got worse mentally though. So, excuse me. Bless me. Sorry for that. So, yeah, things are going downhill. There's no jobs in the market. Um, we're applying, but nothing is coming to fruition. That puts a lot of stress on a person, especially in South Africa. You will look for jobs and it will depress you. But anyways, back then I was not seeing things from my eye where I see them now. Even though I still am unemployed, it's better to look at them with a different angle, which is, in a country of so many unemployed people, I shouldn't look at this as it's my problem that other people are getting hired and I'm the problem. There's millions and millions of youth um, that is unemployed, and the number is still increasing. So it's not personally that I'm not eligible to the market, it's just that the market, it's not keeping up with the unemployment stats. Yeah. So 2021 goes on, still unmedicated, because there's no money to get medication, which I feel like, in another chat, the government really, really needs to, you know, um, invest in putting money for mental health, because um, people really need it, and I really, really needed medication in 20 21. Okay, 2022, I get an internship. The internship, I guess, sort of minor, like it reduces my depression a bit, because I have a job now and whatnot. But also with that internship comes, I guess, its own issues, because they say no good deed goes unpunished. That internship put me in a spiral as well, because I thought, finally, after a year of not working, finally we're getting somewhere. Um, no, 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 I was wrong. Because there's something about um work politics, and you have to experience it firsthand for yourself to know how painful it is, and how unnecessary it is, and how much toll it takes on your mental health. So there were so many issues. I can't name like talk about the issues here, but the work politics was so much, was so much, like, to a point where um I'd break down, not at work, actually at work and at home. But this is like a complex situation, because I'd break down. I'd be like, yo, like, what? Can't we just come at work to work and then leave? Let's not make work such a toxic environment, because we are all here to do one thing, which is work and get out. Work, get our money, and then leave. That's it. There's nothing to, like, it's unnecessary how much stress a person went through last year during the internship and whatnot. But the one thing that kept me sane was that I'm here to get my money and get my experience and then leave. You know, even though sometimes it got to a point where I even told my friend that I feel like quitting. I don't remember how many times I felt like quitting. Um, so many times, and that took a toll on me mentally, because at that point I was no longer looking at my bag like, you know what, no, I'm just here for my bag. I was there, like my mental health was plummeting. Every day when I got to work, I was very anxious, very anxious. For what? I don't know. The reason unnecessary. But I guess that puts another spotlight on like work environments and their impacts on people's mental health, you know, and how, yeah, kuningi guys. So yeah, down the line, we spiral, we go through the motions, we decide that, you know what, let's finish this thing, and then get out. I don't I don't seek any further employment for this from this place. I'm fine. I'm good. I'll find someplace else, because it got to a point where I really couldn't stand that place. I really couldn't stand the people I was working with. Some of the people I was working with, um, and it's very important when people say your colleagues are not your friends. You really experience it in a different level. So for the sake of my mental health, I got out of there. The internship got done. We cut ties with the place. That's it. I'm done. Fine. 2023. Still battling the same thing. Depression. Coupled with I forgot to mention, in 2021, it was also revealed to me that I have a spiritual gift. So it's sort of from that revelation, it made sense why my depression was so severe. I say it's severe because I feel like only I get it. Only I get how deep it was, to a point where um, last year a spiritual advisor of mine told my mom that please be careful. He is close to, kicking the bucket intentionally. Um, so yeah, so that in itself shows how much the the spiritual gift has, or had, and continues to have a mental strain on me. But that is a topic for another day. Fine. 2020 was it 2023 now? I thought it was 2024. I'm already in 2024. So it's fine. Um 2023, a few months go by, still the same situation, no job, mentally going downward. But luckily, I get on medication. I get a consultation with the doctor. I get on medication. Um, we're back on medication. So currently, I'm back on medication, and I felt um, I wanted to create this video to share my mental health journey. So we're still fighting the battle. The medication can only do so much. After all, it can only alter what is in here. The brain and everything can alter, increase what is supposed to be increased, decrease what is supposed to be decreased, the situations. But we are still fighting this journey. So I get on medication. I really have good days now. I really have bad days. Yesterday was my birthday. By the time you're watching this, it'll be a Wednesday. But the time at which I recorded this, the past few days was not a good day. Was not were not good days. But I felt the need to share this, because it's really important to look at things from a different side. It's really important to talk about your feelings. It's really important to seek help. Because also now I have met, or have been met. I met certain people that afford me the opportunity to say, I can get on meds. I can do certain things that I wasn't able to do. So it's important to have one thing you can take from this video. It's important to have a support structure. It's important to talk about your feelings. It's important to, you know, share your journey, because I believe there's someone out there who's also going through what I'm going through. And it's also very, very important to be kind to one another. I understand we're all going through situations, different situations. I don't know what the next person is going through unless they actually tell me. And but at the end of the day, I won't know exactly what they're going through. I can only try and understand and relate where I relate. However, let's just be kind to one another, and be be mindful, and also seek help. Seek help. It's very hard in South Africa to seek help, because the public health system is quite, it's not that great. Because how are you telling a student back then that no, we can't give you this medication, you're owing the hospital 750 rands. I don't have a 50 rand for bread today as a student. How do you expect me to pay 750? You know, I understand that a hospital has a bottom line as well, but medical um mental health is important. Let's not go deeper into that. But mental health is important. That's why I felt sharing I had sorry. I wanted to share my journey. I'm still surviving. We fight to live another day. To whoever's going through the similar situations, all I can say is that I wish you love and light. Seek help. Talk to your friends. Because I'm blessed with like really, really good friends and great acquaintances and people that I really love, close to my heart, that always check up on me and make sure that I am where I'm supposed to be. And I really look at things the way in which they need to be looked at, instead of feeling like, very depressed as if it's my fault, blah, blah, blah. It's whole situations. But thank you to each and every person who's watching this. I hope from sharing my story, you can also relate and understand and heal, and know that you're not alone in this journey. You're really not alone. So from that, I really appreciate it. Um, yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, and share the video to anyone who might need help. I'll try and put local resources in the description below about, yeah, where you can try and find help. But yeah, thank you. See you guys in another video. Bye.